Hello and welcome to Intro to Vinyasa Yoga. Today, I will be your host. My name is Amber, founder of Soulful Wellness. And today we're going to break down the different postures that you'll find in the Vinyasa class. And we'll take it nice and slow so we can really get into the alignment of each posture, as well as modifications that you can utilize during them. You will watch me demo first. And then after I demo, feel free to get into the posture, and then we'll work through how to settle into the alignment, settle into any modifications while we go. Now, once we set ourselves up with each of the postures, we'll take it through a little bit of a flow so you get to feel that Vinyasa breath in your body. Vinyasa is breath to movement, so that's really starting to connect into yourself. It helps you to be more present. It helps you to clear your mind, create focus, and the yoga practice in itself is what helps you to build strength and flexibility within your body. It also rinses and detox all the stagnation that may be happening, kinks in shoulders and necks and wherever it may be that you're feeling a little bit of tension and soreness. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get started. Usually a Vinyasa class will start in a child's pose. So in order to get into child's pose, you'll sweep your legs around onto your knees. Send them out nice and wide. So you want your knees to almost be angled on the outside of your mat with your toes to touch. And then begin to hinge your hips forward and just walk your hands out in front of you. So I'll switch around to the side so you can see. Let your hips just sit back onto your heels. And extend your arms forward. Let your chest and your forehead soften onto your mat. Just relax here, letting everything in your body soften. The practice generally begins here because it's a way to tune out the outside world. And really start to focus in on yourself. Tuning into your breath, start to create deep inhales and exhales, starting to even out the pace of each. You may feel this starting to stretch out your hips a little bit, maybe through your inner thighs. And if having your knees all the way to the outside of your mat is a little too intense, you can walk them back in a little bit. Or sometimes if you have some low back injuries, you can bring your knees into touch. Just kind of find what works for your body. And from here, we'll come into tabletop. So draw your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Pull your belly up and in toward your spine. So release the arch out of your low back and dig all 10 fingers into your mat. As we go through practice, you're going to want to make sure that you're really remembering to dig your fingers in rather than putting your weight onto your wrists here. So create that nice long spine all the way through the back of your neck. So let your head just become kind of neutral here. And tuck your toes underneath. On your exhale, downward facing dog. So press into your palms, lift your hips up towards the sky, and start to lengthen through your knees just a little bit. This first down dog, it's okay to have the knees bent, especially if your hamstrings are pretty tight. But just continue to put all 10 fingers down into your mat, hug your belly up in toward your spine, and then rotate your sit bones up. So from here, where your elbows may be going out wide, you want to hug them back in. So really taking the elbows from here to draw them in and face forward, so that you're supporting and creating a stable space. It also opens up the back of your shoulders. So getting into your down dog, hands at hip width distance apart, feet at hip or hands at shoulder width distance apart, and feet at hip width distance apart. And from here, you're really just pushing into the floor. So you're lengthening through your shoulders and lengthening all the way through your spine here. And as you inhale, shift your gaze forward, look right in between your hands, And start to walk forward. This is called ragdoll pose. So bring your feet right at hip width distance apart. I'll show you facing this direction. Deep bend into your knees, as deep as you can so that you're not feeling this in your hamstrings anymore. Grab for opposite elbows, let your head hang nice and heavy. Just shake it out here. So this is a great posture if you're feeling some tension in your low spine. Maybe you've been sitting a lot during the day. Maybe your neck and shoulders are just filled with kinks, so you can really shake it out here. Sway your body forward and back. Bring a gentle sway side to side, just kind of feeling out any tension and following your body to it. And from here, just let your fingertips come back down to your mat. You can keep your knees bent, start to toe heel your feet together. Leave just a little bit of space between your heels, but your toes to touch. Now continue to have just a little bend in your knees. You're gonna roll up to standing one vertebrae at a time. So let your head hang nice and heavy here. Root down through your feet. And by rooting down, what I mean is really seal all four corners of your feet down onto your mat. So you feel like maybe there's roots growing out of you, very stable. All your toes you can lift them up and place them down one at a time onto your mat so they're nicely grounded and stable here. So as you inhale, start to rise up. Roll through your spine, one vertebrae at a time is lifting up. And let your head be the very last to reach the top. And come into Samasthiti. So plant your palms together here. Soften through your shoulders. So you really want to draw your shoulders back into your body. Draw your core in tight. Throughout the whole class, you really want to focus on this area. It's called the Uddiyana Bandha. And what this means is wrapping your belly in rather than just squeezing it tight. You really want to draw it in toward your spine. So that's going to help support your low back. And that's really important for a lot of the postures that we do during class. So make sure that you're being mindful of this area. When you release this area, it causes the low back to flex a little bit more, and that can create some injuries for yourself. So even just off of your mat, thinking about that as you move or hike or whatever it is that you may be doing, Uddiyana Bandha helps to protect the spine. Now bringing your hands back to heart center, shoulders back, Uddiyana Bandha, your abs pulled in nice and tight. Now hug your inner thighs up. So you're gonna pull them up off of your knees. So where you're just standing regularly, activate through your thighs, activate through your core. So you're really strong here. Press the palms together, draw your shoulders back. So this is a very strong posture. It helps to build within the posture of your spine as well. So you're trying to create length all the way through the back of your head. And this is kind of your base posture for the Sun A flow. The next posture is mountain pose. You take your arms down, sweep your hands out and overhead, and soften through your shoulders. So a lot of times when you reach your arms up, you want to reach your shoulders up towards your ears too. So drop your shoulders down. Again, pull them back. So you're trying to draw and open your chest up while hugging your belly in toward your spine. So it may feel a little awkward at first. You're like trying to get your arms back. Maybe your shoulders feel a little tight. Once you have the arms overhead, rotate your pinkies towards each other just slightly. Continue to ground your feet down, activate through your legs. So nice and tight here. Lifting up through your chest, giving your throat some room. We'll take a nice deep inhale breath here. Exhale, forward fold. So from here, bring your hands to heart center. You're going to hinge just at your hips. Everything else stays exactly the same. Just hinging at your hips. Giving a nice long spine. So this is a transition posture. As you come down, release your hands. Let your head hang heavy again. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring your fingertips to your shins. Recreate that length through your spine again. So your chest is parallel toward your mat here. You're still really flat and rooted through your feet. And And to prevent from locking out the back of your knees, keep just a little bit of a bend into them. Little to no weight on your shins, but using that to support your hands here and support your balance. So this is a halfway lift, core still engaged. Nice deep inhale breath here. Always inhale before you lower, exhale on the lowering. So as you exhale, chaturanga. This is a posture that is a lot of times used as a transition as well. It's where you get a lot of your strength in these classes. So take a second to watch me go through it, and then I'll have you guys work through it as well. So plant your palms here about hip width or shoulder width distance apart. Step back into a high plank. And if a high plank is a little too much, or you feel like this is giving pressure to your low back, you can lower down onto your knees, but press your hips forward. So rather than coming onto your knees like this, draw forward and really try to hold that flat body here. So for the chaturanga, you're going to hinge forward just slightly. If you're on your toes, it'll look more like this. Draw the belly in, press the earth away. You want to almost puff up right in between your shoulders. And as you exhale, you're going to lower halfway. Hug your elbows right in by your sides. If you're on your knees, it'll look like this. Upward facing dog, you're going to untuck your toes. Press back into the earth with your hands. Lengthen through your arms. Draw your shoulders back. And press into the tops of your feet. So you're coming up off of your knees here. Nice long neck. So always giving your neck room that also is opening up space for you to continue your breath. As you exhale, tuck your toes, press back into downward facing dog. So let's give that a try. Come into your high plank pose. Hands right underneath your shoulders, extend your feet out. Lower your hips in line with your shoulders and your heels. Dig your fingertips down into your mat or come down onto your knees. But still continue to press into your fingers rather than into your wrists. Hinge forward, inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of your feet. Press into your arms, draw your shoulders back, lift your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift up and back. All right, that is your Sun A flow. We're going to take that 2 times breath to movement just to get that feeling of breath and movement. So each posture is 1 breath. Inhale, shift your gaze between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, rise. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice deep breaths. Exhale, chaturanga, plant your palms. Step back to your high plank. Find your variation, knees lifted or knees lower. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog, tops of your feet. Exhale, downward facing dog. Second time through. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, outward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, moving into Sun B now. This is a little bit more movement, breath to flow. This is what really gets the heart rate going for class, so you can build a little bit of cardio as well. So inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Deep bend into your knees. Sink your weight back into your heels. Try to draw your shoulders back as much as you can, but pull your belly toward your spine. So see how that releases the arch right out of your low back. You can extend your arms up to the sky here, or if this is just really uncomfortable, hands right in line with your shoulders, or even hands at heart center. So just getting used to what feels good for you here. Weight is all the way back into your heels. An option to wiggle your toes here. So really creating just the grounding through your heels and the backside of your feet, hands and shoulders come back. Breathe into this posture, and from the front side, you're squeezing your legs together so the inner thighs are really engaged. Make sure that your toes are touching. Breathe into it. Keep that core nice and tight. Good. The release to this is just a forward fold. So inhale, breath. Exhale, forward fold. Release it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Or option to just go back into downward facing dog also. These classes tend to have lots of chaturangas so that you can build up that cardio, build up your stamina. From here, we're going to do a three-legged dog. So ground down through your left foot and begin to extend your right leg high. Just as high as you can go, where your toes still face straight downward and your heels upward. As long as you can get your leg, it may be a little bit bent if your hamstrings are really, really tight. But try to extend however you can. So this is three-legged dog. Planting your palms down into your mat. Drawing your belly back in just like you do in down dog. Hugging your elbows in towards each other. Softening through your neck. So take this posture. Inhale the right leg high. Find your alignment. Level out both of your hips. And then on your exhale, you're going to step through to low lunge. So this could look like a couple things. Either you can step all the way through, or maybe you need to assist and help yourself step through. But the important part here is to really make sure you get your foot all the way through to your hands. And if you're a little bit tighter, you can always drop this back knee down to add a little stability for yourself to help get the foot there too. But you want to get your knee right above your ankle. A lot of times you see the knee extending forward over the toes. That can actually create quite a bit of tension in the kneecaps. So you want to avoid doing that if possible. Just really be mindful that this knee stays right over your ankle. And in the low lunge, if you can, press into your fingertips. And try to lift up off of your chest if you can. So rather than just putting all of your weight on it, you're really lifting up and out. You're engaged through the ball mound of your back foot. So try this out. Get into the posture. See if you can lengthen through the back leg. Maybe tuck it down if that is a little bit more accessible. And find your breath here. So this is the exhale posture. You're lowering down. Next posture is warrior two. So from here, you're going to step your back foot so that the outside edge of your foot touches your mat. Draw your shoulders up over your hips. You want your heel and your arch to align here, so adjust that if you need to. Get the lower part of your body all set up, and then we'll add the arms. So this is going to stretch through your inner thighs and your hips. If you're feeling a little tight in this area, then you may want to walk your stance in just a little bit here. Remember to draw the core in just like we have in the other postures. So keep that nice and tight, shoulders nice and soft. The front leg here, the goal is to try to get this thigh as close to level to the ground as you can. So ideally, you'll kind of work your way. Once you start to open up your hips, you start to work your way into an expanded lunge here. Now the back foot should be nice and long. The outer edge of your foot should touch your mat. So with that being said, you should lift your arch. Lift the arch of the inside foot. And this front foot, the knee points toward your pinky toe. So rather than letting your foot roll in, which could happen if your hips are a little tighter, if you are feeling this, step your stance in more so that you can open this knee out. That's more important to be able to get the alignment correct so that you're protecting yourself from tweaking in your knees or anything like that. So once you've got your footing Extend your arms out in front of you or out to the sides. Just reach your fingertips in opposite directions. You want to draw your shoulders back again so your chest is nice and open. And shift your gaze right over your front fingertips. So from here, this is called Warrior 2 because it's such a strong posture, right? Everything here is very firm. Your arms are engaged, your shoulders are engaged. You've got streamlined focus straight ahead, and your legs are solidified down into the earth. So imagine that warrior within you in this posture. You're getting ready. Your focus is set on where you need to go. So take an inhale breath right here. Exhale, extended side angle. So this posture, just keep your legs exactly where they are and just rotate your torso. So your right hand is going to come to your inner thigh, your left arm to the sky, core is still nice and tight. And if this is just really intense for you, it's going to definitely activate your core all the way around your obliques. So it is a different awkward posture if you're not used to it. Let your elbow just rest on your thigh in that case. Not so that your body is dumping down into it, but just use it as a base. Keep your shoulders nice and soft and try to stack your left shoulder over your right. So you're really opening your body here. Maybe shift your gaze upward or just keep your neck straight to the front, whatever feels best to you, but ultimately, eventually, you want to try to get your gaze upward just to continue with that opening effect. This arm, a lot of times it'll just kind of be here, but really activate through it. So you're reaching up just as much as you're reaching down. That really gets both sides of your obliques. So breathe into this posture. Give it a try. On your next exhale, let it go. Inhale, reverse warrior. This is the next step in our sun B. So just switch out the torso. Your legs stay exactly how they are. Drop your left hand lightly on your back thigh. Continue to pull your arch up. So you may have softened a little bit when you transition. So re-engage. Lift up through your arch here. Soften your back hand on your back thigh. And then lift this right arm towards the sky. So you should be feeling this side of your body right here. Then take note what happened with this leg. You might have backed out a little bit. So re-engage the bend in this leg. And take note if your knee rolled forward as well. So as you move your body, you may have come out of that stance a little. So just rotate your knee backwards. Perfect. And continue to soften the shoulders. So you may, again, we reached our hands up, so you may have lifted our shoulders up. Just let them go. Soften through it. And again, shift your gaze upward if that feels okay to you. Otherwise, just keep it facing forward. So this is really a nice deep side body stretch. One more inhale breath. Try it out. Lift up. On your exhale, you're going to spiral it down. Normally we would take it through another chaturanga, but for the sake of just this beginner flow to get through the postures, we'll go straight to a downward facing dog. So plant your palms, rotate back onto the ball mound of your left foot, step back into your downward facing dog. Switching it over to the other side, ground through your right leg, extend your left leg towards the sky, level up your hips. So if you are lifting your leg up, it's not about how high you get it, because that tends to make you open your hips up. It's really just about how high you can get your heel without it twisting or opening your hips. So keep your toe nice and flexed. Find that alignment, dig through your hands, hug your elbows in towards each other. Take another inhale breath right here. Exhale, low lunge. So step it through as we did on the other side. You always even out both sides. So either use your hand to guide your foot forward or step all the way through. Remember, you can drop down onto your back knee here to add more stability and balance for yourself. If it's a little bit harder for you to reach all the way through, maybe your hip flexors are super tight, then that's available to you, but just make sure that your knee can stay right over your ankle. So breathe into this, lift your chest up off of your thighs, give it a try. See how it feels for you. Try to open your chest. Just breathe. And from here, take another inhale. And then exhale. Inhale, moving into warrior two on the left-hand side. So spiral to open your body. I'm going to rotate so you can see me. Seal the outer edge of your right foot down into your mat. Lift up through your arch. Make sure that your heel connects back to the arch so you have your alignment. Feeling that through your inner thighs and remembering that if your left knee is drawing forward, step the back foot in just a little bit to help support your hips until you can get them a little bit more open and stretched out. So from here, drawing your core in nice and tight, extend your arms out, soften your shoulders, shift your gaze, sink into it, just breathe. Feeling nice and strong and stable, the strong warrior within you. Focused, driven. Inhale, breath. Exhale, extended side angle. So keep the legs just where they are, only the torso moves. Reach your torso down toward your left thigh. Keep your arms right where they are, super easy. There we go. And then option to just rest your thigh or your elbow right on your thigh here, nice and gentle if that helps. It can be very deep stretch here. And then just shift your gaze or however you did on the other side, what feels good in your neck. You're not trying to cause any tension or any, if you ever feel any pinching or sharpness, then back out of it. There's no need to try to go all out. Just do what your body wants to do today. And that is key number one to yoga is some days your body's going to want to go for it. Some days it's not. So part of yoga is just listening to where you're at that day and how far your body wants to go or how little your body wants to do and honoring that. So keep that in mind, being very mindful of your body. So here we are in extended side angle. Take another exhale breath out. Inhale, reverse warrior. So keep it exactly the same down low. Switch out your hands. Right arm just gently rest on your back thigh. Left arm reach up towards the sky. Take note of where your feet are at. Maybe lift the back arch back up if it fell forward. Move your left knee back toward your pinky toes. Go just until you feel that stretch in your left side body. Softening your shoulder. Maybe shifting your gaze upward. Re-engaging the bend in your front knee. If you backed on it a little bit, maybe reverse your chest. Deep inhale, breath here. Exhale, spiral your hands down. Find your way back into a downward facing dog. That is your sun B flow. So now we're going to take that 2 times breath to movement just so you get the feel of what that flow is. So find your way to your downward facing dog. Inhale, shift your gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Deep bend to your knees. Squeeze your inner thighs. Draw your arms up overhead. Hug your belly toward your spine. Inhale, breath. Exhale, forward fold. Release it out. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your palms, step back into downward facing dog. We're going to skip the chaturanga. Inhale, extend your right leg to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step it all the way through or come down onto your right knee if you need the support. Inhale, warrior two, blossom open. Exhale, extended side angle. Switch out, TikTok your arms. Inhale, reverse warrior, hold the body just the same, only the torso moves. Exhale, flow it all the way down to the ground, step back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, extend your left leg high, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step all the way through between your palms. Inhale, warrior two, blossom it open. Exhale, extended side angle, left arm down, right arm high. Inhale, reverse warrior, switch out your hands. Exhale, low lunge. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step forward, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, sink low. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge. Step back into your downward dog. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge, step through. Inhale, warrior two, blossom it open. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, low lunge, back into your downward facing dog. Nice job. Take a deep breath in. Open up, exhale, have a little seat on your mat. Hopefully you guys are feeling a little bit warmer now. Feel that breath to movement flow. It starts to ignite energy within your body. So that is what the Vinyasa practice is all about. It's connecting back to yourself, feeling that energy flowing through you with breath. So from here, we're going to take it into some balancing. Just one quick balancing posture. It's one that is used quite a bit in yoga classes, and that is tree pose. So come back to standing Samasthiti He like we did at the beginning of class. You're going to root back down, seal your feet into your mat, hands to heart center, nice and strong here. And from here, I really want you to root your left foot down into your mat. And start to transition your weight. Without sinking into it necessarily, continue to lift up through your hips, but just gently transition the weight into your right leg. You're still keeping the ball mount of your left foot on your mat right here. And then gently rotate your knee outward, your left knee outward. I'm sorry, your right knee outward. Then draw your toes to your inner arch. So you can stay right here. This is a nice starter pose. You continue to keep that Uddiyana Bandha nice and tight, your belly lock. Shoulders are back, so you're keeping that strong lengthened spine. Option to raise your foot up just a little bit onto your calf and see how that feels. Keep lifting up, pressing into the ground with your standing foot. Now, if you're still feeling pretty good here, you're pretty balanced, maybe draw the foot up above your knee. Continue to press your hips forward, activate your core, shoulders down and back. And this is where you want to find a drishti gaze. So what that means is just to find a stable place within the room that you're in, where you can focus your attention, maybe just a spot at the wall, or a picture maybe that you have that's either right at eye level, just below, or just above. So you want it to be pretty neutral so you're not stretching your neck or straining your eyes to see it. And then just soften the gaze and stare there. And that really helps you focus just on that one area. It helps stabilize your body so you prevent the sway. Take another deep inhale, breath. And exhale, release it down. And shake it out here. Woo. Just helping, especially really rooting down into that leg. Shake that leg out. And we're going to take it to the other side. So start to ground down through your right foot, nice and strong. Activate through your core. Gently begin to shift the weight. Come to the ball of your left foot. Gently rotate your knee outward. Start right here. Bring the ball of your foot towards the inner arch. Hands to heart center. Breathe into this space. Maybe start to work your foot up to your calf or take whichever variation you need it into on the other side. Very important to balance out both sides of your body equally. You can maybe hold the foot if that helps, or try to bring your hand back to heart center. Good. Breathe into this, press and root through that standing foot nice and strong. And imagine each vertebrae kind of lengthening up through your body. Another deep inhale. And exhale, release it down. Good. So we're going to flow all the way down back into a seat. Inhale, mountain pose, just getting strength and movement back through the body. Exhale, forward fold. Take it all the way down to a seat. Extend your legs out long in front of you here. Starting to wind down to the stretching part of the class. So walk the knee out from under your sit bones. Flex your toes back forward. You take a nice deep inhale. Lift your arms up. This is a seated forward fold. So as you hinge forward, keep your back nice and straight. You're just going to let your hips hinge. Once you find a point of resistance, just let your hands fall wherever they are. We're not trying to reach for the toes or see how deep we can get into the posture. It's really about being gentle to your thigh or your hamstrings here. If you do have any sciatic pain or tension, bend the knees here. So you're going to want to relieve the pressure off of your hamstrings and support your sciatic. So let the hands fall, let the head soften. Keep your toes nice and flexed, knees facing straight up towards the sky. With each inhale breath, you want to try to reach the crown of your head a little closer to your toes if it feels okay to go deeper. And on your exhales, you're just kind of softening into the posture. Sending your breath to those areas that feel a little bit more tense. And inhale, start to wind back out. Scoot your hips forward, right up toward your heels. Roll all the way down onto your spine. Then walk your heels back in toward your sit bones. This is called bridge pose. So you can watch this one first. You're going to try to graze your heels with your fingers just to make sure that you've got your heels as close to your sit bone as you can here. Then plant your palms down onto your mat. Let your shoulders relax into your mat. Inhale, breath. Press your heels down into your mat. Lift your hips to the sky. Try to keep the back side of your neck very flat here. So you're almost tucking your chin down towards your chest. Hug your inner thighs together. So you really want to keep that strong. Rather than letting your inner thighs go out, hug them together. So you're gluing all four corners of your feet into your mat. So give that a try there. Walk your heels back, plant your palms. Root down through your heels. When you're ready, inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Hug your inner thighs together. Press your palms down, press your shoulders down, really opening the front side of the body here. And continue to hold the core nice and tight. You want to soften through your glutes. But again, that core is going to help you protect your low spine, your low back here without overextending. And take another deep inhale. On your exhale, let it go. Supta Konasana. So just let your knees fall out wide. And find your soles of your feet together. So it's kind of like a supine or a reverse butterfly pose, if you remember that from when you were younger. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. You can maybe even lift and tuck your low back here to give just a bit more support to your spine. Just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. This is a great restorative posture. Starts to open up your hips, especially if you've been sitting for quite some time all day. This is just a nice, juicy posture. It helps relieve stress, relaxes your body. And a good time to tune back into your breath. Deepen the inhales and the exhales. All right, then grab the outsides of your legs, close them like a book. And bring your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a little hug. Rock side to side, just slightly. If it feels okay, give your kidneys or low back a little massage. And we're going to take a reverse supine figure four. So this posture is more gentle on the knees than a half pigeon, especially if you have any knee injuries, but it still gets the outer hips a nice stretch, which we also need if we're sitting in chairs all day long. So extend your right leg up towards the sky, then rotate your toes outward, place a bend into your knees. You're going to cross it right over your left thigh. Keep this foot nice and flexed and start to draw your knee back towards you, just as much as you can without feeling too much tension. If it feels okay to go a little deeper, you can thread the needle through with your right hand and try to capture the back side of your thigh. Maybe utilize your right elbow to support your knee. Keep it out straight and gently pull in toward your belly. Keep your back totally pressed into your mat here. So give this a try if that feels good in your body. Just here for a couple of breaths to get a nice little outer hip stretch. Maybe close your eyes. And again, just send any breath or send your breath to any areas of tension that you're feeling. So try to visualize that fresh air going down into those areas, helping to break it up and soften. Relieve some of the pressure, relieve some of the tension. All right, and release it out. You can just kind of windshield wiper your hips real quick. It's basically just taking them side to side, giving the outsides of your hips a little massage. And come back to center, switch it out, extend your left leg straight up. Rotate your toes outward, place a bend into your knee. Cross your leg over your right thigh. And start to draw your knee back. Maybe thread the needle through. Interlace under your back thigh. Gently draw your knee towards you. All right. Draw the knees back in. Give yourself another hug, rock side to side. Last posture, happy baby pose. So for this pose, keep your back glued down into your mat. Extend your legs up towards the sky. Think of like the baby laying in a stroller that always is playing with their toes and just kind of rocking around. That's what this posture is all about. So tune into that inner child. Either grab the outsides of your ankles, maybe the insides, whatever feels best to you. If you can go a little deeper, grab the bottoms of your feet and gently draw your knees down toward your mat so that your back stays fully flat on the ground. And if you want to, you can take just a little sway here. This helps to massage your kidneys out, your little spine. Nanda Balasana, happy baby pose. And last but not least, the most important posture of class, draw your knees back in, give yourself a big hug. Grab for opposite elbows, hold nice and tight, take a deep inhale breath. And on your last exhale, let everything in your body fall to the mat. And just extend your arms and your legs. This is Shavasana. Shavasana is the final posture in each class. This is where you tune back into your breath and let your body absorb all the hard work you put it through for class. Just as important as any other part of the class. Very restorative, very calming. And while you're laying here, just try to soften every muscle in your body. Imagine the muscles in your jaw releasing, around your eyes, softening that little spot right in between your eyebrows, releasing and melting away. Just focus on your breath, maybe visualizing the pressure coming out or coming in, and on your exhale, all that stagnant air, all that stagnant energy, whatever's not serving you is leaving your body. And when you're ready to come out of Shavasana, you usually take this for about 1 to 2 minutes, unless you're really having a stressful day. You can give yourself more than that. You want to come back into your body really carefully. So just wiggling your fingers and toes, maybe giving your head a little shift side to side, slowly awakening back into your day. Rotate out through your wrists and your ankles. Extend your arms overhead. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Let your low back peel off of your mat. Feel this all the way through your belly, all the way through your fingers, down to your toes. And when you're ready, just slowly find your way to a comfortable seat. And heart center. Finding gratitude for making it here today. Tuning into this practice of yoga. Learning the different postures. I'd love to hear your feedback. If there's any other postures you have questions about that we didn't get to today, I'll make sure to include them in future episodes or future classes that I host for the Intro to Vinyasa. If you have any questions, throw them into the chat and I'll make sure to get them back to you. Again, thank you guys so much and have a blessed day. Namaste.